Hey guys, Sterling here, coming at you with another insane Bleach What If. As always, I'll be your host, and today we have quite the heavyweight matchup. I am beyond excited because today we are taking a look at a hypothetical where we throw Kisuke into the Soul Society arc during Aizen's betrayal and see whether or not he has what it takes to take down a pre-Hogyoku Aizen, thus stopping him from retrieving the Hogeoku and escaping from Soul Society. Guys, does Kisuke have what it takes to be able to take down a pre-Hogyoku Aizen? Both these characters are extremely strong, extremely smart, and I cannot wait to explore how they go at taking each other down. This is about to be insane, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button for more insane Bleach stories like this one. I cannot wait. So as always, guys, let's dive right into it. So the setup for this one is pretty simple, and we don't have to change much at all. We just need Kisuke to be more involved. He wasn't involved whatsoever in the Soul Society rescue arc, and in this What If he would be. I want to take a look at what I think Kisuke would do and how he would go about combating Aizen or taking down Aizen in the Soul Society arc. What is Kisuke's best vantage point? Could he even do it at all? What kind of interactions would him and Aizen have? And so much more. So as far as the setup for this goes, Kisuke is just going to be more involved, and I'm going to share with you what I think he would do. Of course, I always want to hear what you guys think he would do, but as far as the setup goes, Kisuke is just going to be more involved. So let's dive into the actual story, and then we'll get into more of the discussing. Our location is Hogyoku Hill, the place in where Sosuke Aizen had just flexed his spiritual prowess by making quick work of Ichigo, Renji, and Captain Kamamura, three Bon Kai wielding Shinigami down, just like that. But even more important, this is the location in where Aizen officially declared his betrayal along with Gin and Tozen. Aizen, Gin, and Tozen seem to be at a major disadvantage considering they are surrounded by Soul Society's strongest, and they were stuck at Blade Point. Or at least everyone thought they were stuck. Now, guys, I'm going to save us a little bit of time. This is the scene where Aizen is at Blade Point. He's, Yoruichi's there, Soifon, Maximoto, and they've got those guys at Blade Point. And then all of a sudden, Yoruichi's like, "Get out of the way, Soifon." And the Nagashion, God, I always butcher that. But the hollow transporting beam comes down and picks up Aizen, Gin, and Tozen, and they begin to float up into the air. Anyways, this is what's happening. That's exactly what happens. And our story actually picks up while Aizen is, believe it or not, is in midair. Now, guys, it's about to get extremely exciting, so buckle up. The heavens quake and the rivers rise. Four corners meet as the clay doll shatters. Hotto number 99, Imperial Glass Palace. Aizen chuckles. There's only two men capable of a Hotto such as this, and one is myself. I knew you would come, Kisuke Urahara. Alright, guys, so what just happened is Kisuke used an incredibly strong Kido to stop Aizen's escape. So the Nagashion has been stopped mid-air, and it is now just Kisuke and Aizen getting ready to duke it out in a barrier that Kisuke has created himself. Kisuke has made it so it is just him and Aizen, and now Kisuke can take his best attempt at taking the monster Sosuke Aizen down. Now, before we get back into the story, I did think long and hard about when Kisuke would reveal himself and make his move, and we did decide to choose, obviously, towards the end of the Soul Society arc on Hogyoku Hill, but there was tons of other times where Kisuke also could have made his move, and I want to know from you guys, when do you think Kisuke, if he were to reveal himself in this arc to try to take down Aizen, when do you think he would do it? Now, like I said, we went with towards the end because it's the best for the what if and the most fun, and I really like the idea of Kisuke using a big-brained Hotto to come in last minute and seclude just him and Sosuke so they can have their battle. It's typical Kisuke, waiting for the last minute, waiting for everything to unfold. I like what we chose for this what if, but I want to know down in the comments below, when do you think Kisuke would make his move on Aizen if he were to make a move in the Soul Society arc? The battlefield has been set for two of the strongest Shinigami to ever exist in Serete to duke it out. I loved the idea of Aizen and Kisuke in the air, in this barrier, getting ready to duke it out. Not just that, but the conversations they're about to have will probably be absolutely insane. Let's get back into this incredible story and this incredible battle between two legendary Soul Reapers. Kisuke's Hado barrier could be seen from all of Serete. It was massive in stature and translucent to the eye, meaning everyone present was about to witness this titanic battle. Inside the barrier, you could see both men talking. Kisuke jokes to Aizen, "I don't suppose if I asked you for the Hogeoku, you would give it to me, would you?" And in typical Kisuke fashion, he laughs and then draws a serious face, pulls the brim of his hat down, and releases his Zanpakuto toe. And just like that, the battle was about to begin. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, "Sterling, quit cutting in, just tell us the story." But guys, I cannot explain to you how incredible of a scene this would be to have animated. Of course, you would have two of the smartest minds in Bleach, the smartest people actually in Bleach, besides maybe Mayuri, talking to each other about their creation, the Hogeoku. Now, I didn't go into any of that because it would have taken forever, but guys, just imagine the conversation we would get between these two in a manga panel or an anime episode. It would be absolutely incredible. I could totally see Kisuke kind of joking around with Aizen, just like how he did in this hypothetical, and then all of a sudden going serious and be ready for battle. Anyways, I digress. I'm a sucker for conversations like this in Bleach. Anytime we can get any type of lore dump, I'm here for it. And if we had these two talking about the Hogeoku, we would learn so much more about that mysterious little sphere. Anyways, I digress. Let's get back into the story and why you guys are all here. The battle between Aizen and Kisuke. With Kisuke's unsheathing of his sword, the battle was on. Both Shinigami right away unleashed massive Kidos. Both Shinigami were so proficient in Kido that they could launch deadly spells without incantation. Everyone from below are in complete shock as they see the Hados cancel each other out in a spectacle that was truly impressive to behold. Both Shinigami could be seen flash-stepping throughout Kisuke's barrier, launching Hado after Hado, trying to find a weak spot in one another's defenses. "I have to finish this, and fast," Kisuke thinks to himself, before he can fully utilize Koiketsugetsu. And just like that, Kisuke stops and utters one single word: Bon Kai. Kisuke's Bon Kai goddess can be seen hovering over him in all its majesty. It is now time for Kisuke Urahara to employ his final strategy. Alright guys, I have to cut back in because how could I not? Here we have Kisuke Urahara employing his Bon Kai. And guys, as a Bleach fan, this is a dream of mine if something like this were to be animated, or if it ever came into existence, some sort of Bleach What If series, like what we're trying to do on this channel. Anyways, just imagine, Kisuke's up in the sky, they're in this barrier, he's just released his Bon Kai because he's about to try to take down Aizen with this last strategy. And I don't want to spoil anything, but you're going to see why Kisuke casted this barrier in the first place. But yeah, guys, this is extremely exciting. We have Kisuke here, and he's about to employ the strategy that he came in with. He's about to utilize his Bon Kai. It's about to be extremely insane, but I had to cut back in because I cannot stress enough how insane this battle would be. Anyways, let's get back into it, guys. We've got Kisuke. He's unleashed his Bon Kai. Him and Aizen are in this barrier, and Kisuke is about to employ his final strategy. Here we go. Kisuke's arms and legs split open, and stitches appear in the gaps and begin to pull his split limbs back together. With every stitch, Kisuke's legs and arms become stronger, making them almost 3 times stronger than they were normally. With this newfound strength, he gets in a stance and prepares to slice Aizen down. With a burst of speed never seen before, Kisuke blitzes Sosuke, slicing his abdomen, just nearly missing a fatal wound. Aizen is shocked. How were you able to see me? I used my Shikai to make you see nothing. You should not have seen me, Kisuke Urahara. What is this trickery? With a blank stare, Kisuke says, "It's the barrier, Aizen. I knew you would use your Hogyoku Sugetsu against me, so I've been bouncing spiritual pressure off the walls of this barrier since the second we got here. Thus, now I can pinpoint exactly where you are, no matter what I'm seeing. Even if it isn't real, I will still be able to find you. It's over, Aizen." And with those words, Kisuke took his final stance for one final attack. Oh man, is this getting excited. Okay, guys, what Kisuke's pretty much done here is he's using his Bon Kai and strengthening his body with the Bon Kai's abilities. So look at this as almost like a little mini Kaioken. Kisuke is amping his legs, his arms, giving himself more physical strength. He could even amp his eyes to keep up with the newfound speed. I find this ability of his Bon Kai to be absolutely incredible. And what he's done here is he's used the barrier that he casted in the very beginning of the fight to bounce spiritual pressure off the walls of the barrier to act as almost a sonar to locate Aizen anywhere in the barrier, regardless of what Kisuke's seen, because Kisuke knew that Aizen would use the Hogyoku Sugetsu, and so he came into this battle with a plan, just like we knew Kisuke would, and with a turn of events, Kisuke's about to attempt to put the finishing blow on Aizen, guys. This is absolutely incredible, and I know I say this all the time, but this is exactly one of the scenes that we would love to get animated on this channel. I know plenty of animators, plenty of voice actors, and they are ready and waiting. We just need the channel to get funding, a little bit more traction. Anyways, guys, I digress, but this battle would be absolutely insane. Now, that's how I thought Kisuke would strategize. Now, we have some more stuff that's going to come further in this story. Kisuke is going to use another big brain move. We're going to see how Aizen combats this last attack of Kisuke's, guys. It's about to get even more exciting. I keep cutting in because I love this story. I love Bleach. I love both these characters, and this battle is absolutely titanic. Kisuke once again splits his legs and stitches them back up, enhancing his strength once more for his final attack. Kisuke, with an insane flash step, launches himself towards Aizen. The exchange that takes place next wasn't seen by anyone, not even Kisuke himself. Blood splatters from Kisuke's mouth, and the walls of the barrier begin to crumble. Aizen laughs as he explains to Kisuke what had just taken place. "Although your plan was almost foolproof, Kisuke, you did not account for my Hogyoku Sugetsu. Yes, you may have pinpointed my location with this absolutely absurd sonar trick, but my Hogyoku Sugetsu was able to replicate my spiritual pressure in multiple different places. And in that last exchange, you thought you were attacking me, but really it was one of those spiritual pressure like illusions. My Shikai was just too much for you, Kisuke Urahara, and as the walls of the barrier begin to crumble, Aizen is able to make his escape in the negotiation, and Kisuke, extremely wounded, drops to the ground. "You idiot, you're almost dead," a concerned Yoruichi says to Kisuke, "and you didn't even retrieve the Hogeoku." Kisuke, with his last bit of energy, explains his very last big brain move before the battle ended with Aizen to Yoruichi, and with that passes out in exhaustion with a smile on his face. So what Kisuke did, his final big brain move, was he actually put a seal on Aizen that would later go on to help Ichigo in his final battle. So instead of doing the seal in fake Kurakura Town, Kisuke places the seal on Aizen in this hypothetical battle. So the whole last attack thing was just a last attempt to try to take Aizen down, but even if he didn't, he completed his mission by putting that seal on Aizen in his first strike. So when Kisuke attacks Aizen and gets his abdominal in this this hypothetical, but doesn't land a fatal wound. Well, that's exactly what Kisuke wanted to do. He wanted to tag Aizen with a seal that would later on go to help Ichigo in his battle with Aizen in fake Kurakura Town. There's a reason why Kisuke didn't show up in the first place in the actual story, and it's because he did not want to fight Aizen with the Koiko Sugetsu. Now, obviously, in this hypothetical, Kisuke's whole plan, the whole thing that draws him out in the first place, is he wants to put this seal on Aizen pre-Hogyoku. So in this hypothetical, he believes that putting this seal on Aizen pre-Hogyoku is going to be more beneficial than doing it in fake Kurakura Town. And that's why he shows up in the first place. Now, the barrier I thought was incredibly awesome, and it would still be fun to see Kisuke and Aizen fight in this barrier. And I do believe that Kisuke could maybe come up with a strategy like that to like bounce spiritual pressure around. Anyways, that was just my idea. Tell me in the comments below, guys, how do you think this battle would go? Ultimately, I do think that Aizen would be the victor in this scenario, and the only way Kisuke would even show himself in this situation is to do some like big forward step move like that would pay off in the future. And so that's what he does in this hypothetical. He ends up placing the seal on Aizen pre-Hogyoku. That's why this battle even happens. But ultimately, as far as the battle between Kisuke and Aizen goes, I do think that Aizen's Shikai is too much, and there's a reason why Ichigo had to be the one to take down Aizen, and why all the captains put their trust in Ichigo, and it's because he had not yet been affected by Aizen's Shikai. So there's a reason why Kisuke never made this move in the actual story, like I said, but this was a very fun hypothetical, and a ton of you have requested it. Now tell me in the comments below, who do you think would win between pre-Hogyoku Aizen and Kisuke? Kisuke obviously has his Bon Kai, his Shikai, and then you've got Aizen, who's extremely formidable as well. I want to know down in the comments below, who do you think would win this battle? Now, this was just my rendition, how I think this battle would have went, but insert Kisuke anywhere you think fits, and tell me what you think happens. That's one of my favorite things to do with you guys, is talk Bleach, talk hypotheticals, and talk the story. It's a ton of fun. Kisuke and Aizen are two of my favorite characters in the entire franchise. This video was beyond fun. I mean, let's be honest, guys. With enough prep time, obviously we saw Aizen take down the Gote, but I believe Kisuke could do it just as well, and they're both extremely potent Shinigami and two of the strongest men to ever grace Serete, and I honestly believe that. Anyways, guys, until the next video, this is Sterling signing out. This was beyond fun. This was an insane battle, and I cannot wait until the next one.